for choosing Connolly Capital and Scotiabank for your mortgage. This video is going to outline how to read a Scotiabank commitment. So at the top of the page, we have information on you being the borrower and your current mailing address, and we have information on Scotiabank's head office. Here's the application ID and the subject property to be mortgaged, along with the date that the commitment was issued. This is your basic loan amount details. It has either the total amount of the registered step mortgage, or it has 100% of the mortgage details. This is the advanced date of the mortgage, and the taxes to be paid in this case are by the borrower. If you would like Scotiabank to pay your taxes, please let us know and we will make the change internally. Here we have Scotiabank's payment frequency. So Scotiabank offers three options, which would be monthly, accelerated biweekly, or accelerated weekly. What the accelerated means is you are effectively making one additional month's payment per year. So in the biweekly case, they would take 1 month, divide it by 26, and they would add the additional amount to each biweekly payment. Same thing on the weekly side, take an additional month, divide it by 52, and add it to each week's payment. This effectively drops your amortization schedule in the background. Another thing to note, Scotiabank does not have an interest adjustment day. So if you choose to pay monthly, let's say you wanted to pay on the 15th of the month, your first full payment in this case would be 7 days after the closing day. They will not do an interest adjustment for the 7 days. You also cannot pay on the last 3 days of the month. And when you're selecting biweekly or weekly, we need Monday to Friday only for the payments. If you have a preferred relationship with a Scotiabank in your area, we can set the mortgage to be placed at that transit. Here we get into the conditions of the mortgage that need to be fulfilled and more details on the interest rate itself. So in this case, the down payment condition needs to be satisfied, and it was a 20% down deal. Here we have our flex value mortgage, which is also known as a variable rate mortgage. The discount off of the prime lending rate is provided here. So in this case, the client received a discount of 50 basis points off of the prime rate. Here we have the breakdown of the step mortgage in this case. So the total global limit of the step is for $1 million. Since the client is putting 20% down, the funds to be dispersed would be an $800,000 mortgage and plan term. We have our mortgage component here, which is the principal amount of $700,000. So since the client received 50 basis points off of the rate, the current prime rate is 245, which would be an end rate of 1.95%, and they default the payment to monthly here. If you choose to pay weekly or bi-weekly, this will be changed internally and with your lawyer. The next portion of the $800,000 is a line of credit. The line of credit is priced at prime plus half. That's where we're seeing an end rate of 295. In this case, the client selected to draw down the entire amount of the line of credit on the day of closing. Scotiabank leads the industry with their prepayment privileges. They have 20% prepayment privileges per year. So the first 20 is a 20% lump sum of the original mortgage balance. So in this case, the client selected a $700,000 mortgage term, which means they can prepay up to $140,000 per year. The next prepayment privilege is a payment increase. So this would be 20% per year payment increase on the original payment, which in this case is just over $2,500. They also offer match a payment, so you can double up this payment each month. These are all individual, so you can do all three, or you can choose to do none or one at a time. They're all separately evaluated. Conditions of approval. These are the conditions that need to be fulfilled no later than 10 business days before the funding date of the mortgage. In this case, the deal was a purchase transaction, so we needed information on the purchase agreement and the MLS listing. It will have income conditions as well as rental conditions in this case, because the client owned a rental property. As soon as the condition is fulfilled with us, it will not be removed from the commitment, so you may still see outstanding even though you have already provided us the document. The solicitor conditions are listed here. This is what your lawyer will be responsible for fulfilling, and as well as a title insurance condition. Here are general conditions of the mortgage as well. In this case, we have condition fulfillment, as I mentioned, no later than 10 business days before, and information on an appraisal. Here's our BRM, which is our underwriter. The next page is about customer authorization. We have sent all your information to Scotia in order to get the deal approved. Here's where you will provide your lawyer information if you have not already done so. And the final portion of the commitment is about consent to receive electronic information. So here are all of Scotiabank's partners and various institutions. If you want to give consent to be communicated by any one of these parties, you would initial here. It is not mandatory. If you do not want to give consent, then leave these two boxes blank. You are signing to verify that you have read and understood the commitment as presented in these two lines here. Next, we have our pre-authorized debit plan. This is the account in which you would like the bank to take mortgage payments out of. All borrowers on the mortgage must sign in the PAD account, even if the void check or PAD is only in one party's name. And you will be signing at the bottom here. Finally, each Scotiabank commitment comes with a branch meeting. This branch meeting is if you choose to open Scotiabank products such as checking, savings, or investment accounts. Each offer in each mortgage has a different pre-approved package. So in this case, the client was pre-approved for a new credit card of $10,000 and overdraft protection. The product offerings are not mandatory. This branch is defaulted closest to either the subject property or your current address to make the meeting convenient for you. Here's more information on Scotiabank products. If you have any questions on the Scotiabank commitment, please do let us know.